Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your heater control valve. In this case, it looks like it's broken off and the hose came off here. All the coolant leaked out and our radiator is completely empty. This vehicle was actually on its way over just to get a quick scan for a check engine light. And of course, the check engine light was for the low coolant or the coolant temperature sensor. And engine actually shut off on their way over here, completely overheated. Hopefully we don't have any damage or head gasket issues here. We just let it cool down on the side of the road. Tow truck driver just dropped it off. These heater control valves do go bad, but you can see this one just snapped off. Hose is still intact, but it looks like just this little plastic edge cracked and broke off and caused the hose to blow. Well, let's go ahead and take this off and change it, and then we'll put some coolant in here and see if our engine's still all right. Now, when I went and looked at this on the side of the road, it was not locked up or anything. It would turn over, but it was just so hot it was struggling. So I'm sure this thing was just really cooking. We'll see if we get lucky, but let's go ahead and change that out first. Now, a lot of Toyotas have this same design. This is just universal. Picked this up at O'Reilly, 74867, and this is what it looks like. I've changed several of these in the past. This looks like it's the same. Now, just to make it easier to show the process, I'm going to loosen this bracket here that holds this other hose. You don't need to take this off. I'm doing this just to tuck this out of the way so that I can show you a better angle of the valve. Usually the clamps aren't in a weird spot like that on the back. It's a little bit harder to get to. Usually they're just on the front, but we're just going to squeeze that. And I'm just going to squeeze this clamp here. Just push it back on the hose so that we can slide it onto the new valve. We might be able just to pull it off. There we go. See this little cable right here just pops right off of this little lever. Just kind of twist it off of the other one here. Now, normally you're going to lose a lot of coolant, but we don't have any coolant in here because it all leaked out. Now this cable, you just undo this little snap right here. So you just pull it up. Little clamp that just swings around the cable and clips in place. All right, and then we can just turn it over. And what we need to do is unscrew those two screws. Small Phillips will work. Okay, so we're just take this bracket off of the old one and transfer it over to the new one, but we need to take out the screws that are in the new one. Just make sure that the orientation is the same. All right, so there's the new valve, ready to go back in. Just line that up right there. Let's get our bolt started. Just make that snug, don't get too carried away. Now I want to put the cable back on this little clip down here. Probably would have been easier to show this if I did it before I put it together, but it's pretty straightforward. You just line this up, tuck that back in the same exact spot. It's probably easier to hook it on here first. Let's do that. And then you just push it and it snaps in place. So that looks good right there. Now we can put our hoses back on. And then we can just slide those clamps over. Now this one, I'm gonna put it so that we can still access it right there. Perfect. All right, now that the valve is in, just wanna make sure that those hoses are seated nicely. And remember, I took this one loose just for the ease of filming. I'm gonna put that bracket back on. All right, now we need to fill up the radiator, and I've got this little spill-proof funnel kit that I really like. It's got this little adapter that will fit right on a Toyota radiator. Not only does it hold it in place, but it's got a little plug here at the top that you can put in. I usually would use Toyota Pink or Toyota Red and something like this, but the owner's been using this universal stuff, and this was pretty inexpensive at O'Reilly, so that's what's already in it, or at least was in it. I don't know really how much is left, but because they were using a universal, that's what we're gonna put in. This is pre-mixed as well, so we're just gonna pour it right in. And we'll find out how low we really were. Okay, we'll just let that gurgle down. All right, let's add some more. You don't really want to pour a bunch of water into a really hot engine. You can crack stuff, but this is sat for about 3 hours and cooled down while it was waiting to get towed over here. So hopefully we're good. Hopefully this will start right up now too. We'll find out here in just a minute. I'm looking underneath as well just to make sure we don't have any other leaks that may have happened when this overheated. You know, sometimes you can have a freeze plug issue or even a water pump issue, but right now it's not leaking, so that's good. We put in 1 gallon, let's put in another one, or at least see how much it will take of the next one here. That's what's nice about this funnel is you can overfill it and put that plug back in and then transfer it back into the jug. It also allows you to let it run with this open and see how much it will take in. Okay, well that's probably way too much, but that's perfect. Okay, I've overfilled that on purpose. That's completely full. But if you squeeze the radiator hose, sometimes you can get a few bubbles to come out. But I feel like we can start it now. So let's go ahead and see if it'll start. See if it'll run. See if we don't have any big issues. Well, that's awesome. Very happy with that. Not only did it start, but it's running good, running smooth, no knocks or anything like that. No white smoke coming out the tailpipe. That's a great sign. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn on the heater. We'll turn that valve a few times and make sure that that's cycling everything through in and out of the heater core. We've got a few more bubbles coming out of there. I'm gonna let that do its thing here for a few more minutes just to bleed out all the air out of that cooling system, and then we'll put whatever's left back in the jug. And we're not running too hot. That's great. Running right where it should be, which is wonderful. So I just kind of cycle between the heater and the air a few times just so we can get this warmed up and circulate all that coolant throughout. Let's go ahead and shut it off now. All right, so check this out. That's what's so cool about this funnel is, see, we've got all kinds of fluid still in here. We can just put the plug in, and then we can put it back in the jug and take out that plug. And you see it just goes right back into the new jug without making a big mess. Okay, then we need to pull this little adapter cap off. And we can put our radiator cap back on. Okay, new valve is on, no leaks, radiator's full, running good, no issues. I bent this little tab down a little bit. I've seen that done on some others. It just kind of prevents that little cable from slipping off, so should be good to go. The only thing is I noticed when turning this back and forth, this is pretty bound up, this cable itself. It's really kind of sticky, so what I've decided to do is use one of these products here. So this video is sponsored by Blaster. Just wanted to take a minute to give them a quick little shout out. You've probably seen the penetrating PB Blaster in many of my other videos. I use that a lot, but they saw one of my videos and decided to send me a little sample pack here. I'm so thankful for that. So thank you to Blaster for sending this stuff. And I just wanted to maybe take a minute and try to get that loosened or freed up. So I'm going to try this one right here. This is the Blaster Multi Max Multi-Use Lubricant Premium Synthetic. I was going to use this one here, this other silicone lubricant, which looks like it would work just fine as well. But you can see they sent me some garage door lubricant, dry lube, some white lithium grease, along with that original PB Blaster penetrating catalyst. But I think this is going to really free that up. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that on the cable and then try to work that loose. I just need to turn that on. And we're just going to try to get a little shot right down into that cable. I'm going to just turn that back and forth a few times and see if that will loosen up. Oh, that's a huge difference. That thing was sticking so bad I could barely turn it. A little bit more, and I'm going to turn that again, back and forth a few times. Yeah, huge improvement. We should be good. That thing is working way better now. That's just turning back and forth much easier than it did. And that's it. Just another quick thank you to Blaster for sponsoring the video. Such a cool company to send me this stuff, and definitely something I'll be using around the garage and around the home. I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up some of these products along with that heater control valve for this Toyota 4Runner. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.